Has one of your cleaning techs or supervisors said the wrong thing to a customer? Maybe, they don't give me enough time. Or, they don't give me decent equipment to work with. Or how about, that's not in the specs. Or, that's not my job. By purchasing Consultants in Cleaning's interactive DVD, Customer Relations Training for Supervisors and Cleaning Techs, with Dick Ollick as your leader, your staff will learn what to and what not to say to your customers. So go to www.consultantsincleaning.com, click on the DVD icon, and order this valuable learning tool today. It may just save an account. And by the way, while you're there, check out the other learning opportunities that are available for you and your staff. We'll both be glad you did. Welcome to Tripodcast, episode 353. It's Monday, May 19th. And today we have a special guest, Steve Hanson, the co-founder of the Janitorial Store. He's going to talk about bidding and estimating and how you need to know your numbers in order to ensure you have a profitable job. Let's listen in.
Well, one of the most common questions that I get from members that call me is how to bid and estimate, which is really quite a process, as everybody knows. But I always ask them about, well, do you know what your production rate is, or have you workloaded the job or the tasks that are at hand? And some people just don't understand what I'm talking about is workloading is exactly what it is. So I'll just point them right back to the website, to our production rates calculator. And that's a calculator to where they can go in and enter the square footage or the units of whatever particular task they're doing. And what that will do is it'll give them a total time to complete the job. And from that total time, based on the square footage, we can come up with a production rate, which is really important. So that's the first place I always start with them, and I'll spend some significant time with them, showing them exactly how to use that calculator. Once we have established a production rate or an overall time for the job, then I'll send them over to our bidding and estimating calculator to where they can enter in the rest of their numbers. And that's something else that I really emphasize when I have these calls, is that we need to know our own numbers. It's important to know that, because it can either cost us a proposal or not if we win it, just based on a couple of points. So generally, though, when we're first starting out, we don't have our own numbers because we haven't done our tracking of any projects and so on and so forth. So that's when you'll be using industry numbers or somebody else's numbers, like what we have on the Janitorial Store with the production rates calculator, and that's perfectly fine. But I emphasize that start tracking every task that you do, so you know what the workloading number is on that and what the production rate is, because that will pay dividends tenfold later on when you continue to do more bidding and estimating jobs. It's going to make the whole process so much easier. And the great thing about that is that it will not matter what size location that you're bidding on, because all these tasks are going to be performed generally in virtually any type of location that you have. You're going to mop or vacuum or whatever it may be. So again, make sure that you know your numbers. It's very important, because once we establish a price per month that we're going to charge for a particular service, we're going to go back into the calculator and we're going to apply all these numbers. And when we come to our expenses, we need to know what our expense percentages are, for our labor rates, our taxes on labor, our workman's comp, our overhead, our supply costs. Those are all numbers that we need to know, because if we don't, and we're using somebody else's numbers, again, it's not giving us our true picture on what our actual profit is for that job. And that's really that's what we want to find out, is what's the profit on the job, so we know if we need to make any adjustments, higher or lower, depending on the situation. So, remember that there's lots of tools on the Janitorial Store that will help you with your bidding and estimating. And I always send our members back that call me. We work through this, and I always send them back to those tools to help them with that process. And really, I continue to tell them that it's all about developing systems, and workloading is just a system. So it's very important that we have systems in place for our bidding and estimating, for our office personnel, for any stage in our business, is to develop some systems or standard operating procedures. Very important. it's going to make your company run so much smoother, and you'll be thankful that you've done it. It's going to be a lot of work, but it's very important that you do that. One of the things that we've been hearing a lot about is companies out in New Jersey, New York area, that more and more of the facilities out there are requiring that they be SIM certified in order to even qualify to enter a proposal. So, and that's something that we're able to help them with the SOP, because our SOP product that we have is a standard operating procedures for janitorial companies, can be used to qualify for the SIM certification. And that's just a very helpful tool for folks that are looking for that. So again, I just can't emphasize enough, know your numbers, and it's going to make the whole bidding process so much easier, and your company's going to be much more successful with systems in place. Thanks.
You've been listening to a Tripodcast, short video and audio presentation about important topics in our industry. If you're a current subscriber to the Tripodcast, thank you. We appreciate it. If you're not yet a subscriber, please check it out. It's free and it's easy. Come to www.tripodcast.com, enter your email address on the right-hand column, and click subscribe. We'll send you out a new Tripodcast every Monday morning.